Dun, 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 dun.
What's up, guys? You're listening to the Bad Parents podcast. We're on the go today because, well, no time to record lah. It's the one and only ever reason. I'm your host, Ernie.
I'm your host, Izzy.
We just came back from Thailand, anyways, and while we were there, we went to Wonderfruit.
Yay!
So, yeah. So one thing we wanted to talk about, whatever, there are two groups of parents that were judges, right? The one that is like, hey, why the hell are you leaving your kid alone and then going to party? And the other is, oh, they're so cool. you know?
Like, another.
They still have a life, I guess.
Third one is like.
Oh, what's the third one?
Third one is like, you all got time meh?
Yeah, you're not tired.
You're not tired, you all got time meh?
Which, all of the above, I guess.
Reasonable lah.
Yeah, all of the above. But we wanted to actually talk about the parents that attended Wonderfruit because there were quite a few, right? If you don't already know, Wonderfruit is what I best describe as Asia's Burning Man. And during the day, they have a lot of family activities, right? What were some that you saw?
I think there's like tie-dye, some meditations, and then some yoga,
ice bath, blah blah blah.
A different workshop whereby you can do some beads thing, like art and crafts. Related.
So
it's quite fun, to be honest, with like your kids
during the day.
Yeah.
Right. And then while we were there at night, the surprising thing is that we actually saw a crazy amount of parents bringing their kids who, if you're above 10, whatever, right? You're allowed to stay up late or whatever. But like, there were quite a number of like babies, at the event.
When we say kids, it's like also including babies as well.
It's babies, man, like infants,
Yeah, they are like younger than Olivia. Olivia is like 8 months
She's
9
months now.
8 months, like, yeah.
Like we saw one mom, and I swear the baby was like 3 months, 4 months old.
Can tell.
Definitely. Yeah. And she was walking around with a stroller, partying, loud music, alone, right?
And with the baby in her carry-on,
Yeah, stroller first and then carry on later, right?
Yeah.
We were watching her for quite a while. And like, we saw other parents where the kids was like having fun, don't get me wrong, but they were like running right up to the speakers, which were pretty loud, as there are different zones in the event. And they were just chill, they were like, okay, whatever. And on our side, we talked about it quite a bit because we, as parents, we were like, we were wondering, like, is it really good for your kid? Right?
Yeah, it's actually, no, because we just like...
We were debating it, basically, among ourselves.
We are not here to judge anyone who want to bring their kids to all these festivals. It's fine because this is your own parenting thoughts or anything. But we just have our moments like, wow, really? Bringing them to Wonderfruits? Especially when the sounds, right, is like so loud. It's actually hurting my eardrum. I mean, I have a very sensitive ears.
For you.
So I was telling Anya about it. Like, I keep constantly having pain in my ear. So I was thinking like, wow. I was like, wow, for babies and like kids.
Yeah.
Like babies and toddlers. Then I'm thinking, really suitable? And it's like, it's not even when we go in that time, right? Okay, we go at 7+. So when we see some of the parents, right, it's at maybe 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Midnight, okay?
And the kids were still running about and stuff like that. And I mean, the caveat here is like majority of the parents we saw were Japanese. So it could be something about their culture.
I'm not so sure, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're assuming, right? But we saw majority of them were Japanese. And I think for me, the part that I was a bit torn is that the kids are surrounded by drugs. It's a very notorious, in a good way, I guess, not in a bad way of like OD and all that, but like the place has drugs, right? Thailand now legalized weed. I think you can find other drugs quite easily. And during events like this, you will be exposed to drugs.
Yeah.
You walk by people doing it and all
who's
that.
smoking weed, and then I don't think it's a. I mean, me personally,
I don't think it's bad, right? But I'm just thinking like
I mean, you
it's
go to
very
events.
interesting.
Yeah, you go to events, you will see, like, especially in overseas country, because you know
Correct.
we Singaporean, we very like
Square. We're more square about these things.
So even for me, I will get shocked about this kind of thing. But then after, like, as times go by, I just like, okay, this is not. I mean, it's not Singaporean culture; it's their culture, but it's fine. But then I personally won't want like kids being surrounded by
at
like,
a young age, right?
Yeah, at a young
you want
age,
to expose and teach them
properly.
properly.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, it's like people are smoking weed
everywhere.
everywhere, and I'm very sensitive. I just walk away.
Yeah.
But for kids, they probably don't even know what is the smell to be like.
And I don't think it harms them. You know, it's just I'm just curious whether the parents already had these conversations before bringing their kids to these festivals and stuff like that. Is it culturally acceptable? Did they grow up this way? That was something that we were really like torn about in the middle. You know, like would we really want to bring our daughter? Like I also thought like, hey, it's actually quite fun if every year we brought our daughter to something like this, and she kind of grew up knowing the festival lands really well. And then, you know, you see like a couple of kids like exploring the festival by themselves, and then she's like the leader of them, like, hey, no, let's go here, let's go there.
Yeah, they wander around.
There's the ice bath area, there's the yoga area, you know.
Yeah.
Let's go make tie-dye, and then she's leading the kids. I think it can be quite cute also.
It will be fun.
It's just towards the night. I think that's where we're a bit torn. But on the positive side, I would say that this event, you don't really see violence, aggression.
No, everybody is very
super polite,
super respectful, super nice. Like, you know your boundary. They won't get
assault. You don't really see sexual assault kind of thing,
or get too close to you or that kind. Yeah, it's really very like safe space.
Positive.
Safe space.
Woke.
What kind of like.
Yeah.
So I think for me, I feel it's really fun to.
So that's the interesting thing, right?
Yeah, because I don't know, when you go clubs or anything, you cannot compare to all these people are so rowdy and like horrible with drinks and alcohol. Or even whatever thing it is, like with loud music. But like in Wonderfruit, it's just very interesting because they have different types of music for you to actually enjoy, and art installation.
So on that note, therein lies the difference, right? Compared to bringing your child to a club, for example. Like the club is like constant exposure to alcohol and people who are actually drunk. Yeah,
because there is like a huge field. There's places like if you don't like the smell or the surrounding is too much, you just move away.
Yeah.
There's place for you to feel like, okay, chill a little bit, wind down, or you just walk out of it. You know, it's really a huge place for you to like wander around. I think probably this is called one.
That's why it's called Wonderfruit. Yeah. It's supposed to explore,
and then you will see all the different art installation at night. Like it's like coming into life. It's really nice.
Day and night, totally different. Yeah. And like, I think the experience is quite interesting. Like we went during the day, and then we saw like this kid. I think he was 10, maybe, right?
Yeah.
And then everyone was doing ice bath. Then he's like, okay, should I try? And then he went to try also.
Yeah. Then they like cheer.
Everyone was surrounding him like, go, 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 go. And then he was like, yeah, let's do it. And then he went to do the ice bath, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, this ice bath thing is like, most adults are fucking afraid of it. You know.
Even for me, but I starting to kind of like it. Yeah, I mean, it takes really a lot of mental to overcome.
Correct. So I think like the exposure to these kind of like quirky, different kind of people growing up every once in a while, it can't be a bad thing.
Yeah, but I think overall, like, it's quite very, even though I feel it's woke, but I like the positive vibe, like in there. Everybody's like, oh, okay, you know, helpful. And one thing I want to talk about, like in Wonderfruit, right, it's quite interesting, like how they keep the place really clean.
Somehow. And free from insects and stuff like that.
And also, like, you know, they provide a water dispenser throughout it, you know, filtered water and stuff. And even for the safety and for the toilets, you know, usually you have this mindset going to a festival, the toilets will be like horrifying.
Packed,
Yeah,
horrible,
horrible.
correct people.
Yeah, and it's like black, but no. Okay, they are really think through properly for the flow, and they also like, you know, everything was like nice and chill and clean. I will feel it's clean for a festival.
Oh, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
It's not as bad as what I thought you would imagine, but it's,
Okay.
yeah. So I just feel every overall, and then for the, I mean, it's expensive.
But not for a baby,
Yeah,
right?
it's
There's no way
expensive.
to. I mean,
Baby changing diaper, no, definitely not.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You can change everywhere in the fields and stuff like that.
But
There's no proper area. You know, if your baby is prone to like meltdowns or sensitive to sound and light and all, then it's not suitable. But then the interesting thing is really just observing other parents bring their kids.
yeah, and when we talk about parents bringing their kids, it's not like one or two. It's a lot.
It's a lot, man. We saw
It's
a lot
a
of
lot.
kids this year. I mean, I went last year as well, and I maybe saw like a handful, right? Maybe 3 or 4. But this year we saw like 20 maybe or more.
Yeah,
You
we
know?
can't be like, we can't count, but like
Yeah.
it's like crazy. So I salute those parents that actually bring their kids to that. And then for us is the reason why we also go, you know, to Wonderfruit ourselves and don't really bring our baby. And people will be wondering, wow, y'all go Wonderfruit there, then your baby how?
Yeah.
I mean, this was really planned really long ago. I mean, even when I was pregnant or whatever it is,
we thought about it very early on.
Yeah. So our baby was like being taken care by our parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, we book a nice place for them, so baby is safe and sound.
Because it's just at night, right?
Yeah, it's just at night.
Yeah. We plan to go in during the late afternoon anyway, so we actually do still spend the day with our kid and everything.
Yeah.
It's just at night we're just going out and doing this, and it's once a year, you know. I don't think it's a massive deal for us at least, and you know, I think it's a. You know what? I will think about bringing Olivia, but she needs to be at least 3-4 years old for me.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil
Not now.
eardrum unless like
Yeah.
I buy some like plugs that is like, you know, able to hear the music, but it's not like her.
I get it.
Yeah,
That's not a bad idea.
I'll probably bring for myself as well, because
True, I
it's
think you
really
need it.
it's really too much for me.
And you see, imagine like she get exposed to all this shit, and then she really grows up to become like, you know, like Peggy Go kind of shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kind of
which is something we talked about a lot actually.
quite cute lah.
Like our kids growing up to be like Peggy.
Yeah, like music, like into,
Like,
because we both really like music a lot.
The vibes,
The vibes and
the
all.
style, the fashion, whatever, you know. I think
we have a mix of music that we like, but it's just that we like going to this festival, exploring even more, make it, you know, more interesting.
for sure.
Yeah. Then
100%.
then in Singapore, I don't want to bring my kids to Zouk out. No.
Yeah, Zuka's kind of lame. And
I don't want to bring like a club and then like, oh.
no, I think
I like
the
the mix,
difference between these events is like Zookout, they make it really like an adult thing.
Yeah.
But then Wonderfruit, they really make it like a communal thing where you really can live on the premises like a village. You can eat, shit, sleep, do everything on the premises
Very committee.
during that 4-5 days.
Yeah.
You know, we know people who live there for that whole period, and
It's not cheap, I would say,
definitely
but I feel
for
like,
Thailand also.
yeah, but it's like, it's okay. It's like a good
fun
experience. Like
There's
going
a lot
for
of Singaporeans, foreigners,
a lot of foreigners. I won't say like a lot of Singaporeans. This year I see a lot of like
I
people.
heard a lot lah.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I heard a lot of Singaporeans. I think not a lot of locals because of the price. Yeah. But yeah, anyways, wanted to talk and share about this little topic. I don't know. How would you bring Olivia?
I will bring her when she's slightly a bit older, or give
How
her
old
like
lah?
around 5, 6.
Older.
Maybe not too young, because I feel like I still don't like the idea of like probably going in daytime, not the nighttime.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean for me,
Activity.
like I said, I'm okay with around 3 to 4.
Yeah, I'll let her play like activity.
Yeah,
and
but
things.
actually, it would be fun to go with other kids, not just her, right?
Yeah, because she will probably want to play with other people.
Yeah.
not us.
Exploring like the forest and stuff with other kids, I think can be quite fun. And like build that like explorer mindset rather than just sit and play in a box and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, that's all for us. Do like, share, follow for this episode. It's a quick one. We're on the go. We just wanted to talk a little bit about this topic that we found quite interesting going to Wonderfruit event. Yeah, so we're pretty close to also moving to Thailand already. Things are set for Chinese New Year, and we have a lot to do, a lot to plan, a lot to update. So we're going to be slow with our videos, but we're going to be sharing different parts, right? Visa applications, starting a business, the information, the school, blah blah blah. Any little details we can share to help maybe other parents think about going to Thailand, we're gonna share soon. Just give us time to post everything. And anything else?
Nothing much. I think
like, share, follow Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Tiger Mom Studios, My Parents Podcast, also Happy Duck Hydro Pod and more. Okay, see you.
bye bye.